Alright, hey everyone, QB King 77 here from the AC Syndicate team, here to do a video testing out the data speeds of the Sprint Galaxy Nexus versus the Sprint Samsung Epic 4G Touch. So I'm going to go ahead and compare the two. I've been getting so many requests to do a comparison video of the two phones, and of course you guys got to give me a little bit of time with the Galaxy Nexus so I can make sure I get in depth and point out many different things about it. So you got to give me a couple more days with the Galaxy Nexus to fully basically make a full comparison. So I kind of want to tide you guys over with this basically data speed test. So I'm going to go ahead and do one on 3G and then go ahead and hop on Wi-Fi and do one on there as well. So right now I am on 3G on both devices, obviously right next to each other. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Go to the speed test application, speedtest.net. And basically what I just did was I rebooted both phones and then I updated both the PRL and profile on both devices. So let me make sure I'm on the same server. I'm not. I'm going to hop on the Aurora server on both devices. And then I am going to go ahead and make sure it's megabits per second, and it's going to be better performance on both of them. So make sure they're all the same settings. Of course, this isn't going to be scientific, but it'll give you a decent idea anyways. So let's go ahead and just hop on and hit begin test. Right away, let's go ahead and see which one. I'm going to go ahead and run each speed test 3 times. So it'll go ahead and run through. Looks like ping is very similar. We got 156 milliseconds and 162. So very similar there. Looks very interesting here. I do have thoughts on the radios already on the Galaxy Nexus versus the Epic 4G Touch. I have a lot of different thoughts on comparing the two, so you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for my comparison video as that will come obviously within the near future, within a day or two. But it looks like download speeds, the Epic 4G Touch definitely kind of blew it out of the water, and upload speeds are very similar. Download speeds on the Galaxy Nexus is 0.18 megabits per second, and data speeds on the basically on the Epic 4G Touch is 0.47 megabits per second, and about the same, 0.17 for the Galaxy Nexus and 0.15 upload speeds for the Epic 4G Touch. Let's go ahead and do it another time, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time after this. Let you guys watch it after. I'm not going to make you guys watch it after this one, but I'm actually just very curious to see these tests because I myself haven't done this yet. So this is my first time doing this, so I don't know the results of this, so I'm as excited as you guys are to see the results of this test. As you can see, Epic 4G Touch beat the Galaxy Nexus in download speeds again with 0.67 megabits per second versus 0.38 megabits per second. Very interesting there. We'll go ahead and see. Looks like upload speeds on the Galaxy Nexus beat Epic 4G Touch 0.35 to 0.14. So it seems like Galaxy Nexus right now has better upload versus download as compared to the Epic 4G Touch. So I'm going to go ahead and run it once more, and I'll be back to show the results. Alright, and we are done with the third test. As you can see, Epic 4G Touch beat the Galaxy Nexus in download speeds again, 0.64 versus 0.43, but the Galaxy Nexus beat Epic 4G Touch in upload speeds, 0.19 versus 0.03. So that seems pretty consistent there, around the same speeds as well. Let's go to the results button, which will show all three. So when I pop into the results, you'll see that basically we've got very similar results from both devices, of course. So very nice that it was consistent. Obviously you don't like inconsistency with these kind of tests. It's not scientific, but it does appear that the Epic 4G Touch seems to have a higher download speed. As you can see, mine are both abysmal. They're both terrible. I'm in a terrible area for 3G speeds, that's for sure. I can't test 4G or LTE, WiMAX versus LTE yet. Obviously LTE isn't on. Once it's turned on though, I'll hopefully be able to do basically a speed test video of the two. In case you're wondering, both are completely stock, so in case that was a question of yours. But now I'm going to go ahead and hop on Wi-Fi. So let's go ahead and turn on Wi-Fi. It'll connect to it both. I'm actually not going to connect to them both at the same time. What I'm going to do is connect one and then run the test, and then disconnect and then connect one and run the test, just to try and keep it as consistent as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to Wi-Fi on my Epic 4G Touch. Let's go ahead and run a speed test now. I do want to get a little disclaimer going. The Wi-Fi speeds where I'm at now are very awful as well. So make sure got all the same settings. Let's go ahead and begin a speed test on Wi-Fi. Keep that in mind, I'm on Wi-Fi, so they should be a little better, but they're obviously not going to be that good. As I stated, I'm I've got to deal with some terrible internet speeds right now. Wow, this is actually better than the last test I ran. I have tested the Wi-Fi speeds actually already, of course. But as you can see right there, 2.41 megabits per second download. And let's go ahead and see what the upload speeds do look like. Looks like upload speeds are going to be around 0.47. So there you have it. So 2.41 and 0.47 megabits per second upload. So I'm going to go ahead and run this test twice more, and I'll be right back. All right, so the tests are done. They stayed very consistent. As you can see, they're about around 2.42 megabits per second download on all three tests, and exactly the same 0.47 megabits per second upload on those tests. So very nice, very consistent. So we will see the Galaxy Nexus has been sitting in the background watching his opponent. So let's go ahead and disconnect the Epic 4G Touch from Wi-Fi, and then let's go ahead and pop on Wi-Fi on our Galaxy Nexus, our Sprint Galaxy Nexus. So let's go ahead and let it connect to Wi-Fi there, and it should pop on up. And there we go. So now I am connected. I can go into the speed test application, and now it's the Epic 4G Touch's turn to watch their opponent. So here we go. Let's go ahead and double check, make sure Aurora megabits per second, better performance, and I backed out of it. Awesome. Let's go ahead and do that once more. Sorry about that. So here we go. So we got our speed test. I am on Wi-Fi, and let's go ahead and begin. So I'm very excited to see the results of this. So we will definitely be sure, especially with these consistent results, we'll be able to tell. Hopefully the results are just as consistent on the Galaxy Nexus. So it seems like it is going to be very consistent there with download speeds. So, I mean, about the exact same as the Epic 4G Touch, with download speeds being 2.43 megabits per second. Upload speeds look like they are a little higher. We will see what they finish at though. And as you can see right there, we got 0.63 megabits per second upload and 2.43 megabits per second download. So I'm going to run this test twice more, and I'll be back to compare the two. Alright, and the tests are done. Let's go ahead and check them out. As you can see on the Galaxy Nexus, about the exact same download speeds, 2.43 on all three tests, about the exact same in the Epic 4G Touch. And then upload speed wise, though, the Galaxy Nexus did happen to beat the Epic 4G Touch by a little bit. Not by too much, but it was consistently higher. So there you go. So it seems like the Galaxy Nexus does appear to always have faster upload speeds, but the Epic 4G Touch has faster download speeds when it comes to 3G. So in my opinion, I would go ahead and give this win to the Epic 4G Touch just because it had faster download speeds on 3G, and it was pretty decently faster, almost double actually, almost double, yeah, just about double. So I go ahead and give the win to the Epic 4G Touch with the speed test. Obviously it's not scientific, nothing exact. You're going to get different results, of course, with your different areas, etc. All phones are different, so kind of keep that in mind. But I figured I'd share this for you guys. Hopefully you guys like it. Be sure to give it a like, a thumbs up in the bottom left-hand corner there. Be sure to subscribe to me. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. All links will be in the description of the video below. And as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up.